Another time, Dorish again for the Talking Point Show inside Elegwete TV, radio, and Elegwete TV. My name is Idafe Matthew Esiogena, and I know I be now, and I like to call me the Elegwete One of Sports. I also be the Atanero One of Sports. But this morning, many people, they front face, they walk alone because Atletico Madrid, they drive Loma truck, take it through way Liverpool, the defending champion of the UEFA Champions League, come out for inside the UEFA Champions League. Juventus don't come out, can't talk, say one Italian defender where they play for the way name now Daniele Rugani. He don't test positive, not be to HIV, don't test positive to coronavirus. This life now, wow, right now, so it can't be like say even they better to get HIV safe than to get corona. But any as a writer for Bible, these two shall pass. Now so it be back in the day we be say if they hear HIV, people will run. Man go always find solution. I'd always talk one thing to people, say as deaths they happen every day reach, the population of the world increase. It means say man they prevail over every situation. We go also prevail over this one. I say the world don't see worse than this. Don't see recession, depression, tsunamis, flood, hurricane, fire. Nothing we'll never see. But man, the human race still succeed. So I believe say one word or the other we will prevail over this one. Yes, the talk say if you see man where they wear black and black all the time, make you fear them. Even for Nigeria, we know the people they wear black and black. Police people, we they fear the wear. So when let's call them Jurgen Klopp not take one where they wear black and black serious in Diego Simeone turned to Black Mamba, bite them badly since we say Atletico Madrid beat Liverpool for Wanda Metropolitan, the same place where we say 8 months ago, less than 8 months ago, where Liverpool for win the Champions League 2-0 against Tottenham Hotspur. Life has never been the same. Many things don't happen to Liverpool since that time, and many more things will still happen. But one of the things we say it is certain, we say they fit win the league this season. 2 more wins and they will win the league. But somebody sent me a tweet yesterday say if they cancel the league today now because of coronavirus, can we say Liverpool are champions? And I tell her, say, officially, Liverpool cannot be declared as champions. So if they cancel the league today and I say no more league again, no more Premier League, it means say the lack of trophy, Liverpool will see the sufferer for the next couple of years because this team, so I not see them as a team where we say it will feel win the Premier League next season because some players will come out and just like that. Well, Paris Saint-Germain, they beat Borussia Dortmund 2-0, courtesy Neymar and Benatia. We say the two scored those goals, and Neymar is celebrate like Ireland, and then the foot team called celebration. But what is sweet for that victory, and what it give me concern. Now say thousands and thousands and thousands of Paris Saint-Germain fans, they outside the stadium. So I they ask this question. What be the use of saying make fans not enter stadium if the same fans go fit gather tight themselves like the way they do for viewing center? At least stadium is a lot more organized in terms of entry. So why lose the money when the same fans go fit enter the stadium? So what are we really trying to prevent? If we can't prevent the fans from coming to hang out outside the stadium, why prevent them from entering the stadium? Now the stadium go sick, I mean the human being go sick. So I think the people will take this decision to talk, say, make people not come stadium. I think mistake day for, if you think mistake day for the decision because fans let even the reason up. Well, Liverpool don't put the whole blame, starting from the coach of Liverpool, Jurgen Klopp, don't put the whole blame for the hand, not be Karius this time or not be Judas Iscariot this time. They don't put the whole blame for the domot of Adrian. He said they play well, but that pass by Adrian, now they call saboteur. Now they call the rat with this house. Now invite rat for outside them, make them come shop food, say food inside the house. Yes. Manchester United Coachilla Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he be like say no one may Liverpool win the league. He say he go understand if they talk say fans they come stadium again. If they ever talk say the season end today so that they no go play again. This man no one may Liverpool win. He say he go understand, he no go verse, he go even like her like that self. After all for where they did, so they already qualify for Champions League next season. They end up in 5th position, so he no get problem. Yes, telling her yesterday say. Then he drink water, they won't come out water for him mouth, making it see water drink again for Aston Villa. As he go attack a teammate, he go headbutt him. He show say he head too big. Or push me, or he head too big. So he want use the big head there, take go injure Jota. So the doctor say, look, we bring you here to come and play football. not be to come and do headbutting. If you want to do headbutting, like say you go follow the McGregor and them Tyson Fury, they enter either the octagon or boxing ring, as a matter of be so. Fred and Aaron Wan-Bissaka, they say they're not allowed them for that Manchester United changing room. Follow Sokai, delay up to 1 hour after the game. They select them, say it be like say the way Fred they play against Man City and the way Aaron Wan-Bissaka take play against Raheem Sterling, especially Raheem Sterling, the way they put her for pocket like a stamp, so like say take drugs. So they can go check that too. But thank God nothing happened. So everything they okay. And so the matter to be. Well, I want to say happy birthday to two people. One of them, very special somebody. We say, we crossed paths like back in 2012, and since that time, she has waxed stronger. My co-pilot, that's how we say I see the Brilla, will be my co-pilot, Sexy Joe, Jovita Eke. Today na birthday, special birthday greetings to you, and to somebody we be say he only size strong for Surulere League. Happy birthday to Koshola Raji. As you they add more age, so make you dey casual, make you dey solid. Well, my people, I go small break. Take happy and wait so that I'll quick go and I'll quick come back. When I come back, the plenty voices will be so na put for here. We will talk about them. And so I take Shele come out.
Voila, it's your boy Pablo. Yeah, and you're welcome to Session with Pablo.
This is the MK.
Welcome to Everything with Allison.
Welcome to the Sports Lounge on Elegbete TV.
This is Swissco.
You're welcome to the Talking Point Show.
So what makes a good story?
Something that makes everything around me want to write.
What are the challenges you face as an upcoming artist?
Nothing good comes easy, my brother.
No, because
In science, you have to understand what we are doing, how they got there.
Ndidi is the best defensive midfielder in the world right now.
Ndidi deserves to be on that platform.
It's Elegbete TV Radio.
Alright, my people, as I tell you, I say na sharp I go take come back. I don't Shele come back. Thank you for always giving us your time. Now we ask for fans to bring their voice notes. Now, I don't even fear against it. It pour like rain. Like in the voice note, it pour like rain. But we'll go deal with time. Time day. After all, the original plan for this show now for it to be 1 hour show. Alright, we hear the first voice, and like say they come from Oluwaseun.
Hello, Elegbete TV Radio. Now Oluwaseun dey talk. Current location na Lekki. Yeah, firstly, make a clear about the Champions League match between Atletico Madrid and Liverpool. What an interesting game! It's very interesting game, and I'm so happy that Atletico came victorious. Though I'm not their fans, but at least I'm happy that they came victorious. But one thing I don't understand is the match report given by Jogging Club, complaining that Atletico play poorly. I don't understand what he meant by that. How could a team score 3 goals in your own house and still complain that they play poorly? I think it's just a tactical approach that works for Diego Simeone team, and that's a good one for them. So I wish Liverpool should try another day. And also, I was so highly disappointed in Dortmund yesterday, the way they played against PSG. I'm really disappointed. Even when they lost, a player, the red card, they even play more better than when they are even complete on the pitch. I don't know exactly what's wrong with them yesterday, but though I still tip PSG to still, qualify ahead of them. But just that I wasn't expecting them to make the match look so easy for PSG. And after the big guns like Madrid Liverpool has gone out, Madrid is almost going out as well. I think PSG should have a slight chance to write themselves in the book of life. Be among the winner of champions, since they've been getting closer each season to win this Champions League. So I wish them all the best. And also, let me quickly also talk about the coronavirus. Coronavirus has now been declared as a pandemic. It has really taken, the joy that we enjoy from sport away from the sporting fans now. You can see most European leagues now have been playing in the closed door, and also if care is not taken, mostly will be suspended because most players now have been contracted this virus and it's now getting worse day by day. And also I think I will also advise the the African Confederations, CAF, to also look into this issue seriously, because we have most of our players coming for this Nations Cup qualifying match. They are coming from this abroad where this virus has really taken so much lives, and we advise them to suspend all these qualifying matches for now, so that this coronavirus spreading can be curbed. Thank you very much. This is what I have to say. Elevator TV Radio, you are doing a great job.
Oluwaseun, thank you very much for that one. For Jurgen Klopp, I don't understand what he talk, because when he uses the same kind of tactics, they play matches this season. The match against Leicester, Aston Villa, West Ham. There are so many matches where Liverpool don't play this season where they not play well, but they end up winning. Everybody say get President Walker. Jurgen Klopp has changed the game of football. No longer they use creative midfielder, but they use left fullback and right fullback. He cannot say Atletico Madrid not play well. A team will not play well beat you home and away, over 200 minutes of football. A team will not play well, score 3 goals in your fame Anfield where nobody defeat the score plenty goals or the win matches. A team will not play well at force you. Since they beat you the first leg, we can count on our fingers on one palm like this the number of wins where you don't get, and we're not going to exhaust the fingers when they do. So if Naso they not say they play well, I think it go good. May Liverpool to not play well, maybe they win matches like that. Basically, now the team will win. I sabi play ball. 5 years, 6 years, 7 years from now, nobody go ask you how they play. When Liverpool win the Champions League against AC Milan for the finals, will be the game of 2 hours for Istanbul. Liverpool not really play well, but AC Milan collapsed for second half. And nobody remember how good AC Milan were in the first half, how they come out of the block, scoring goals like that. So that's the excuse now for a pocket. Talking about Borussia Dortmund. Borussia Dortmund are a new team where we see that they come together. So lack of experience, we also talk. Secondly, the first leg now 2-1. Think I'm now. They win the first leg 2-1. Paris Saint-Germain, it was advantage Paris Saint-Germain. You look at this Paris Saint-Germain team, you know that creativity did the team. They put their head down to play ball. They go play ball. Once they scored that first goal in the 10th minute from Neymar, I just tell myself that they will keep on scoring. They will score another goal. If they need a goal, they go put in a second gear, because it was Cavani in that game, even though Mbappe not play because he was injured. I just know say they go score. And then going to the coronavirus, that point where you raised, they very, very important. It's just that Africa and Nigeria we did all those kind of measures so go dey in place. People go fly in, fly out. But the prayer why they even they pray, they say make them not carry and come, because anyhow they want to scan them. You know, say sometimes even the scanning for airports, it dey somehow you feel just they tensed, your temperature go rise. Some people be like that. Some people, if you notice, some people once they just dey tensed, or you put them for place where we say like the kind queue. Our airport, you know, say our airport, once you fly, if you don't ever fly, make international trip. If you fly into Nigeria airport, just the airport first, you don't feel heat, you don't do disorganized. So all those things feel make we don't know who get corona and who get. But may God help us. I mean the prayer who they pray. We'll move to the next person. Maybe say it on the line.
My name is Adiola from Surulere, the sports city. Now about this Liverpool and Atletico Madrid match, I won't talk about it. As the end come to Liverpool, have they just come to reign for one season and go back to their usual ways? Please expatiate on it. God bless.
All right, Diola from the sports city of Surulere, I salute you. 2 days ago, I think, 2 days ago, maybe yesterday. Okay, 2 days ago, we did for Surulere. It was fun with the Surulere League meeting, preparing for the opening. I not go agree say they come to reign for one season. Liverpool don't dey at a very maximum level for the past 3 or 4 seasons. They play Europa Cup finals and lost to Sevilla. They play Champions League finals and lost to Real Madrid. They play another Champions League finals and won against Tottenham Hotspur before this season. And so this is like 4 seasons on the bounce. Most likely next season they will lose some players. Most likely next season they'll start the rebuilding process again and see how it go. Some of their signing now, don't they give me signs say they might struggle because if they lose people like Sadio Mane and Mo Salah, and Mo Salah too look like a player we say he don't do on the downside, don't they win unless if he reinvents himself. African players they hardly stay that long apart from them Didier Drogba and George Weah, you know. So especially these North African players, they know they too last, they're not gonna stay in power like that. Whether Sadio Mane go fit reinvent the wheel and change the game and then still stay top, and if he could deal with Liverpool, we don't know. But I'm not saying that one season wonder they be, because last season they pushed Man City to the very highest level, even though they come second, but you give them respect for that because they've earned it. Let's see how it goes. We not expect nobody be champion forever. We not expect Liverpool to just come and dominate for another 10 or 15 seasons. No, you don't expect that to happen in modern day football. So give them kudos for what they don't achieve for now. And then let's see how it goes. Let's go to the next person.
Hello, Elegbete TV Radio. My name is Matthias Jacob, calling from Ikorodu. My question this morning will be based on Liverpool quickly. This one that they have been crashing out of the Champions League, though they are winning the Premiership this season. Don't you think what happened to them now psychologically will affect them in the next coming season? Even before the end of this season, don't think the way they were crashed out of the Champions League, they lost home and away to Atletico Madrid. Don't you think it will affect the player, even the team as a whole, psychologically, even mentally, physically? Don't you think it will affect them before the end of this season and going to next season? Do you think they will be able to go far as they have gone this season, because they will not defend the champions they won last season? What is your opinion concerning the Liverpool team by the end of this season and by the beginning of the next season? Thank you and God bless you.
Matthias, the most popular man on this show. Thank you very much for calling. One advantage where Liverpool gets when nobody to look into, the end of this season in the summer, God willing, if we can curtail Corona, there will be the Euros. And then there also will be the Olympics in August. In the Euros, many of the competing clubs, their players go play for Euros, so they're not going to get good preseason. Liverpool, on the other hand, apart from Virgil van Dijk, and maybe them Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold, Wijnaldum, they are midfielders, the core of their team not go play any of those major competitions, maybe qualifiers here and there. Alisson Becker, na Brazilian. Roberto Firmino, Robbie, na Brazilian. Sadio Mane, na African. There's no African Nations Cup this year. Mo Salah, na African. No African Nations Cup this year. Then there is a few other players like that. And not be all of their players they go even invite for their national team. So Liverpool get the edge of having their players, their main players get long break, rest properly, and plan their preseason well. While other people will come back from the Euros, their players will get extra 2 or 3 weeks break. Liverpool will get full break, full time to rest and recover their player. So that can just work as an advantage for them. For this season, they just need 6 points, 2 more wins, and they are league champions. I not look Liverpool like a team will go implode from now to the end of the season to keep losing. Even if they keep losing, Man City, there's no guarantee that Man City will win all their matches. So that's another flip side to the story. So Liverpool can still win the league title. I don't think Liverpool will lose every single game from now to the end of the season. I think they have 11 games or 10 games to play. I don't think they will lose every game. But saying that it will affect them, next season still far. Now August, in terms of planning for life, not far, but in terms of season, at least make the season end first. Then we could see how their preseason go. We could see whether they will sign some new players to freshen the team, or because the team needs refreshing. Make the team what happened to Spurs not go happen to them. It needs a bit of refreshing, a bit of competition. The team is becoming stereotype. Everybody know who go play. People know the starters and all that. So they need a little bit of competition, a little bit of freshness. And I think that people like Den Shaqiri, they're supposed to play some matches. Again, when this man Klopp rotates the team, I can't even praise him, but I say don't lose team out of that. And but by the end of the season there'll be a little bit of refreshing. And I think if you win the league title too, pass Jurgen Klopp. If you decide to quit, say okay, I want to go look for fresh challenge, after the Bayern Munich job still look like what they open or they're available. There is still the Barcelona job. There are still some clubs where they say go feel like make it can't coach them. So let's see how it goes, yeah. But I don't think so I feel judge their next season based on what did happen now.
The voice of Idali Kingsley calling from Lagos. I'm excited, yeah. Liverpool, they are out of the Champions League, and thanks to Atletico Madrid, who were the smarter team over the 2 legs that were played. I think they had their tactics right. They did what they had to do, and eventually they came out with a bang. So Liverpool, they never walk alone. They can have Chelsea and Tottenham see them off as they go back to the EPL, and that is that. The other interesting game, PSG and Borussia Dortmund, also a cracker, but eventually PSG saw the light, and I'm just thinking about it. Looking at the PSG side, they're looking like a team that could just stylishly find themselves at the UCL final. When they started this campaign, I don't think even at this level, they are still not seen as I think they are seen as the underdog in this situation, irrespective of the fact that they have some key players in that team. PSG, they've managed to assemble some players who have tasted and won the Champions League before. And right now, I think that's one trophy they want. And with everything just stylishly piecing through, they look like a team that can actually be at the finals of the Champions League. But what do you think about that?
Thank you very much, Ediale. Always an honor to hear from you. And for those of you who never they follow Ediale, not gonna follow for Facebook, because if you want to enjoy somebody where they write something where you go enjoy succinctly, beautifully, aptly put, and all that. Kingsley Ediale now one of the persons where we say you go read the piece. And beyond that, next season there is a show called Bet Compare that we are cooking up here on Eleguete TV and Eleguete TV Radio. Now me and Kingsley Ediale, I think right now, people used to say that I'm the best when it comes to predicting matches. I think currently, on current form, Kingsley Ediale, I'm the number 1 person. So I just felt it is good for the two of us to combine. They talk say Bible talk, I say iron, and they sharpen iron. So when I need to find my form in predicting again, I just felt I'm the best person to go to. So let's come to what you raise. Liverpool really, well, end of an era maybe might be the beginning of the conversation now, but let's see how they try to reinvent themselves next season. Real Madrid has also shown us that you can play in the finals consecutively, even though Liverpool played twice in the finals and lost 1 and won 1. Real Madrid won 3 straight. Let's see how it will go for them. Talking about Paris Saint-Germain. Paris Saint-Germain is expected to win the Champions League. All this investment, if you're an investor, say anytime you see somebody they invest, they pray make success come out, because the success of Paris Saint-Germain will motivate and inspire other people to spend money, to know that once you spend money, you can get these big trophies and these big titles, and also drop big players to your league. We don't want to have only 2 or 3 leagues in Europe of La Liga, Italy, and England or Germany. We also want the football to expand. We want progress everywhere. So a Paris Saint-Germain success will inspire some other French team and also inspire investors to go buy other French clubs. So I hope it will happen. But my only worry for Paris Saint-Germain, if Paris Saint-Germain meet this Atletico Madrid will beat them. Because Paris Saint-Germain only know one thing. They know how to attack, and they're through the open space. Atletico Madrid, on the other hand, know how to mop up acres of all those small space, those small channel where people they take for granted. Atletico Madrid know how to mop them up, and they know how to stay in your face for 90 minutes. Even when they concede goal, Paris Saint-Germain be like Man City. Paris Saint-Germain is a good team when they are not conceding. Once Paris Saint-Germain concede, especially if they concede first, their shoulders go drop. So until those players, and the reason why they cause that thing, and when players get a sense of entitlement, when they believe that we can't lose. Yes, it's good to believe that we can't lose. It's good to go with confidence, but being arrogant Now, what's the worry Liverpool so? They lose to Atletico Madrid. And Robinson come outside. They talk say they celebrate like say they don't go through. Say they go come and feed blah 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 blah. But they come and feed. They score 3 goals in extra time. So the thing, and that Robinson said they use to take clean ground from one place and Sagboto from one place. So if Paris Saint-Germain can find still solidity at the back, because see, attack win you games, but defense win you championship. If they really want to win championship, they need to find strength still at the back, across the back line, starting from the midfield, and then Verratti need to calm down his head too, because sometimes Verratti they pick up cards, unnecessary card we're not supposed to take, and it's not good. If they can fix that area, I think Paris Saint-Germain not only can they win this season, they can dominate so much because their players, the price tag on them too expensive. To even buy them, you can take your 2 or 3 seasons transfer budget, and again the way you go buy their players, you go be guilty of financial fair play. So let's say I go, Shaba. I wish them the very best. Thank you very much, Kingsley Ediale. It's always an honor to hear from you. Make we hear from the next person.
This is Pedro from Unilag. I just want to ask, do you think it's proper for the Jurgen Klopp comment yesterday talking about Atletico Madrid not playing proper football? Do you think his comment or he was just being a bad loser? And number 2 was the issue of Thomas Partey. There was a time he was picked ahead of Wilfred Ndidi. And you know the way Nigerians were talking about it, like, oh, that was a mistake, that was not fair enough, Ndidi has 1 more tackles and stuff. But we saw the way he played yesterday. I've always been on the stand that, okay, Thomas Partey is more of utility player. He can break and make play. He can play some different positions. And to me, yesterday was even the man of the match. Can you just shed light on that? CAF, were they right to have picked Thomas Partey? Can you just, so Nigerians can understand? And I just want your analysis on that. Thank you for the great job you are doing.
All right, Pedro from Unilag, thank you very much. This subject where you raise, the argument don't come before. Now, the reason why that CAF won't bring argument, and I support Ndidi for that argument that time, they say Thomas Partey no play Nations Cup, and if you're picking players in the Nations Cup year, you should at least consider the people who play for that Nations Cup and then put them there. And not even Thomas Partey now in the pick ahead of Wilfred Ndidi. Now Idrissa Gueye now in the pick ahead of Wilfred Ndidi. But Thomas Partey, when Thomas Partey for take better pass in the DBC, Thomas Partey they set up a goal. Thomas Partey they go forward, they advance with play more than Wilfred Ndidi. Ndidi is a fantastic play breaker. It's a fantastic guy when it comes to shielding and screening the defense, but he need a set-up play like Thomas Partey. So for that, I think Thomas Partey get edge over him, and then Thomas Partey to also have I think a slight better discipline record ahead of Wilfred Ndidi. So for me, if you put the two, if it comes to a choice between Thomas Partey and Wilfred Ndidi, I'll definitely, because it's a lot more boisterous than Wilfred Ndidi, I'll definitely pick Thomas Partey. I want my defensive midfielder to be intimidating. One thing where they always count against Wilfred Ndidi, even though he does a clean job, he's a fantastic defender, not taking anything away from him. The defensive midfielder, sorry. It's just that it's not intimidating. His presence, yes, he's a gentle giant, he's a guy who just does his job, the Anthony Joshua of defensive midfield. But sometimes you need to be all up in people's face. I grew up watching people like Edgar Davies, people like Gattuso, these guys, Patrick Vieira, Roy Keane, they're all up in your face, Vinnie Jones, they're all up in your face. They make life difficult for you. You should make life difficult for the opposition. And that's for me, it's what counts against Wilfred Ndidi in the competition between him and Partey. But that's not to take anything away from Partey, because from Wilfred Ndidi, because for me, everything about the guy is with me right now. He's a player that really is after my heart. So I love everything about Wilfred Ndidi. But if it comes to the choice between those two players, I'll pick Partey.
Hello, Elegbete TV Radio. This is your boy Isaac. I'm running on the fast lane now. Quick one. Let me say this is a commentary concerning coronavirus. I think it will be better if all league should be suspended for safety purpose. This one that a Juventus player has been tested positive. Likewise, in the NBA, Utah Jazz, some players have been tested positive for coronavirus. In order to curtail this, I think every league or every sporting event should be suspended for the meantime, so that everybody can get their ass together, so that the virus won't keep spreading. For precautionary purpose, I don't know if you buy this idea, Elegbete TV. Thank you very much. I'm on the road today, no location. Bye.
All right, Isaac Akomolafe, thank you very much. Keep working. A moving man is better than a sitting man. So I like your hustle. You're always on the road. I greet you for that. I not buy that idea, Sha. The coronavirus that made us stop all football activities. Let me tell you something. On Friday, millions of people gather in mosque. They gather in mosque. They touch each other. They touch the same doorknob. They use the same toilet. On Saturdays, there are parties everywhere where they know one bed. There are parties everywhere where these people use the same doorknob, touch the same thing, and they come from outside and touch the doorknob and they come inside. And within 30 minutes, they're touching their faces. On Sundays, there are churches even in Nigeria here. There are churches that have 5,000 seating capacity, some 3,000, some. So if you put the total overhead, the total number of people who go to church on Sunday, the numbers run into millions across countries, US, Europe, and everywhere. These activities have not been stopped, making it look like now it's beginning to sound like sports is the hub that spreads coronavirus. So sporting activities. Paris Saint-Germain played on Wednesday. They didn't allow their fans to come in. Did you see at the end of the game when they qualify, the players were standing at the balcony of the stadium celebrating with the fans outside. Go back and watch that video. I think we can run the video even. Go back and watch that video and see what I'm saying. The celebration was so much that the fans were piling on each other, touching each other like that. So let's say 1 or 2 person have corona, they're not going to spread. It will spread. So I don't think that all this stopping sports activity will end, because people will still enter public transport, people will still go to shopping mall, people will still go to market. You can't. This is not what was Z. You can't lock everybody indoors.
Maybe not.
What we should be looking for is the solution, and the quicker they come out with a solution, the better. Quarantine people will be hungry. Imagine your workers not come work today. Just think about that for a minute. Imagine all the radio stations and all the TV stations you love to listen to, they are not on the air today. The world don't end, but I'm arguing on with that now. So let's not create this panic. Let's start looking for solutions and see how we can go. Yes, 1 or 2 persons are diagnosed of it. But do you know that heart attack kill more people than coronavirus every month? Do you know that road accident kill more people than coronavirus every time? Do you know that malaria is still killing more people than this coronavirus? So come on, let's try and understand this thing. It's for me right now. When we talk about coronavirus, we're spreading more panic than even talking about the disease itself. So I try to avoid the conversation. But let's move straight to the next person.
It's the voice of Alani Adefumule Benjamin from Ibadan, Oyo State. Quickly, like my guy asked, waiting be the meaning of Alani. Alani in Yoruba actually means this is purity, or let's say this is white. Ala means white in Yoruba. So when you say Alani, this is purity. So back to the main point I'm trying to make today. I just have a quick question to ask. What's the future of defensive football? Yesterday we saw Atletico Madrid dismantling Liverpool at Sacred Ground Anfield, scoring thrice despite having very little possession and shot on target. I followed Diego Simeone of Atletico Madrid for long, since especially when he got the La Liga title at the expense of Barcelona and Real Madrid some 6-7 years ago, and since then he has gone close to winning the Champions League twice, getting to the finals, but getting outdone by Real Madrid on both occasions. And everyone have been asking, when he leaves Atletico Madrid, which club will be willing to recruit a manager that's famous for his defensive style of football? People have been saying defensive football is no longer attractive thanks to the likes of Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp, and a lot of others that have brought attacking football to the forefront. People like Jose Mourinho are now going into oblivion with their style of football, and a lot of fans are saying defensive football is no longer the thing. But yesterday we saw this style of football in action, just as if we were in the 80s, in the early 90s. We saw defensive football dismantling a very strong opponent. And the issue now is, in some few years to come, with the new coaches trying to play out from the back, recruiting ball-playing goalkeepers and ball-playing central backs, we'll be seeing defensive football again, or everyone will just be going with the common theme of attacking football every time?
All right, Alani, thank you very much for that question. I'm a coach, certified one, and I've played football before. Every successful football team since forever is built around solid defending. It's just that for fans, they interpret football differently. Even Pep Guardiola, all of Pep Guardiola's greatest success is built around solid defending. How do I mean? Pep Guardiola's philosophy is make sure you take the ball back from the opposition less than 5 seconds after you lose possession. That is the excellence of executing defensive play. The highest level and the most advanced level of defensive play. You start defending from the front. So, how do they defend? They don't defend waiting for the opposition to come to their half, because there could be mistake there. Then there are some other people who soak up the pressure, who believe that, you know what, if the opposition come to our half, they will leave gaps in their side. Let them come in, we soak the pressure and hit them on the counter. That's another style of defending. The greatest AC Milan teams was solid at the back. The great Real Madrid team, solid at the back. Whether it's the one that was coached by Vicente Del Bosque, they had Fernando Hierro anchoring it. This one, current one, all of the success in Champions League was anchored by a man called Sergio Ramos. And every time you look at those teams, the previous one was anchored in midfield by a man called Claude Makélélé. In this era, you have Casemiro at one time, you have Toni Kroos at another time. There must be people breaking play. So defensive football can never leave. Attack win you matches, defense win you championship. Anyhow you want to look at it, the success of Arsene Wenger at Arsenal was built around one man called Patrick Vieira. The success of Sir Alex Ferguson at Manchester United was built around one man called Roy Keane, and then that defense line that had Ronnie Johnson, who's always scored up from the bench to come and help, who's a backup man, an able servant. And then there was Steve Bruce, Gary Pallister, Dennis Irwin, the Neville brothers, and the rest of them. Those were the solid rock upon which the attacking play was built. So whenever you talk about teams that have been successful, let's even go to national team. The 1994 Brazil team that won the World Cup was built around a defensive midfielder like Carlos Dunga, and the back line that was behind him, Cesar Sampaio, Gina Barra, and the rest were in 2002, I guess. And then you have the France 98 team of France that had Lilian Thuram, Byzantin Lizarazu, the current coach Didier Deschamps as the defensive midfielder. And then push it further and further and further and further and further. The more you go, you notice that, first off, defending does not necessarily mean the guys at the back. That's the mistake people make with football. I used to make that mistake too. Defending is people at the back. Defending is evolving as life is evolving from landline phone to mobile phone. So that's how it's evolving. Now you defend from the front. So defend cannot leave. My style of play is not going to be different from your style of play. But coaches like Diego Simeone are some of the most respected coaches in the world. If you talk about leaving Atletico Madrid, first off, is the highest earning coach in the world right now. You need to pay him that value for him to leave Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid is like the Sir Alex Ferguson of Manchester United at Atletico Madrid, or Arsene Wenger of Arsenal at Atletico Madrid. So sometimes you look at the comfort that you bring and then the work that you have put into this club, and you tell yourself, you know what, I'm going to stay, I'm not going anywhere. It would take more than a miracle for him to leave Atletico Madrid. But for me, one of the most respected coach in the world. Even other coaches know that Atletico Madrid is not a team you play and take them lightly, especially understanding how they are. Imagine a team that built a new stadium, sold some of their best players, rebuilding, and they are knocking at the champions of Europe, the World Club champion, the Super Cup champion, the soon-to-be crowned English champion. Come on, give them some credit for that.
Greetings, Elegbete TV Radio. Yeah, Timothy Dembo is the name. Futa is the location. Well, I do not have any question to ask, but all I want to do is to appreciate Elevated TV and Elevated TV Radio for the good contents you guys have been putting out and giving us. Well, I really say I've been enjoying it, and I do appreciate every of it. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Timothy Denbo. I appreciate that. And with this, make I go another short break. This one, they very short. I drink water. When I come back, we'll take the other voice. All right, guys, welcome back. The final lap of the race now with this. So, and make I take this one now.
Hello, Elegbete TV Radio Show. My name is Joseph, calling from Morile. I want to talk about Mourinho and Liverpool and club. When RB Leipzig humiliated Mourinho, the whole social media, the whole world was like, Mourinho has finished. Mourinho is done with football. Mourinho doesn't really know how to coach anymore because he complained about injuries, that his players are injured. That's his excuse. Now, people are now coming out on social media to say if Alisson Becker was in the goalpost, he will not make the mistake Andrea did yesterday. Now, why are they not buying Mourinho's excuse and they are trying to buy Liverpool and club excuse, who were beaten by 6th place Spanish side Atletico Madrid? They are not even superb in their league, but they beat them on the Champions League. I want you to just throw more light and a little talk about it.
All right, Joseph calling from Morile. I think you get a very good point there. Now things like this, now make I talk, say anything you want to do in this life, just do what you want to do. Not listen to what people get to talk, because people, they choose to get selective amnesia when they talk about people and circumstances. They talk, say, I don't see so many people, even some my tweets for my group, different group, they say, na Adrian Cossam, not be club, not be Liverpool lose, na Adrian Cossam. I asked one guy, Adrian na Warriors player, I be na Elegbete TV United, now he dey play for. Not be that player. When Alisson Becker not there, when Adrian keep clean sheet, they say, oh, it's the next best thing. He should do this, he should do that. Truth is, I know they take excuses like this. They beat Liverpool. The excuses when Mourinho they give, not genuine excuse. Any team, as a matter of fact, Liverpool don't prove now. Say, don't give Mourinho reason to make excuse. Liverpool not get only one goalkeeper. Every other player, they Vidic, they Salah, Firmino, Sadio Mane, all of them they Robertson, they Henderson, they everybody, Trent Alexander-Arnold, they Wijnaldum, they lose for home. Not be say they won't lose by away goal. They lose for home 3-2. People they forget that thing. So now 4-2 on aggregate. Now they beat them. So it tells you that if one man no there and they give that kind of excuse and I made a concede 3 goals, then Mourinho get a justified excuse to say, one, Hugo Lloris just come back from a broken hand. We saw when he got himself injured trying to save a goal. Harry Kane, we don't carry the team. The only reason why this team did this good now Harry Kane form, he no day. Dele Alli out of form. Another man will be the backup to Harry Kane song, he no day. You expect this to happen. They lose Eriksen, they not get replacement for him, and so many things. So he gets enough excuse, but people don't want to buy the excuse. You know why? Because now see Mourinho. Life, people need to like successful people. I don't already talk about before. Many people need to like successful people because there's too many people who have not succeeded before. So they want to use another person's failure to justify their own. But either ways, I think Mourinho get good enough excuse. But Liverpool cannot excuse Adrian. They had a chance to win that game. They should have won it. They didn't win it. Credit to Atletico Madrid for putting up a good plan. And for it's easy to play 90 minutes and extra time and not they tired. Those boys were not tired. They were running and pushing and fighting. So for that, give them credit. Moko, go to the next one.
The only Elegbete one of Nigeria. Kudos to you and your good work. Well, my name is Peter. I'm talking from Festac rather. Anyway, I have two talking points rather I need to share some light on, and I'll try as much as possible to be very brief. First, what do you think about the general lockdown in terms of sports and football in particular? Our players coming back for national team duties, are you sure they'll be ready to put in their bodies, knowing fully well COVID-19 is everywhere? And what happens to William Troost Ekong of Italy, since Italy is on lockdown till April? Will he be allowed to come back to Nigeria? That is the first question. The second one has to do with boxing. Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. I'm just thinking out loud, since they had the draw in the first fight, what happens if Deontay Wilder gets to defeat Tyson Fury? Will there be a third match? Please kindly share more light on all this. Thank you very much, and you're doing a good job.
All right, Peter from First Stack, thank you very much for that. I did worried about Tresekong too. For me, if I be the coach, I go tell Tresekong to make him relax, make him not come, find a way. Awaziem and the rest feel that place. And then the other have Nigerian players, so we see for that Italy too, may they stay. Because if you say a country like Italy they're on a lockdown and they get report suspected cases of over 16 million. 16 million not be beans, so that's almost the entire population of Lagos. Lagos is 22 million if I'm not mistaken. That's almost the entire population of Lagos already. So that one could be one. But matches, if they approve the matches to go, they need to go. That's why I always cry about our league, because days like this will definitely happen. Days like this will happen, and it has happened. At some point, some of these clubs have not even agreed with those players come out. Some clubs not agree. They can threaten them. If you move, your salary is cut. What if that happens? We have to go and depend on this our league. Sierra Leone go beat our league players 7 goals to nothing. These players not qualify for CHAN. But when I talk, since people like the show Diko, they say my mouth is smell, say rat die inside my mouth. We go see other one goal. Talking about the Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, you see the thing about boxing a contract. The first fight, they put a clause of a rematch. So when the fight ended in a draw, it was inevitable that a rematch will happen. But the bet did for Deontay Wilder, and so Deontay Wilder put a clause, say if he lose, there is a rematch. Contract na contract. Everybody needs to honor the contract. You not get who you be. Now, so we are waiting the trilogy. I think in July. If Fury lose, maybe they knock him out. Now Fury not get the bet. Fury now, I don't know what they don't negotiate to, but if he go back again to negotiation table, say if I lose, we'll have a rematch again. Now money, we go wait to watch them, because now the rules are allowed for you to do that. So there is no big deal to it. We'll just sit back, enjoy the fight as it comes. And the white is here.
Hello, Elegbete TV Radio. My name is Samuel, calling from Ikoyi. Please, how did Liverpool lost yesterday match? Because I was really surprised.
How Liverpool lost that game yesterday, we say they beat them 3-2. Atletico Madrid come and beat them 3-2. They scored 1 goal to cancel the goal. Then they went into extra time because now 1-1 at that point, nobody did lose. Then they can't score the second goal, it can be 2-1. At that point, if the game had ended like that, they qualified 2-1 on aggregate. But then Adrian passed the ball to Atletico Madrid. They build up Llorente score to make them 2-2, which is 2-1 on the 9, but 2-2 on aggregate. And then they get the ball again. Llorente scored another one to make them 3-2 on aggregate, but 2-2 on the 9th. And finally, Alvaro Morata, the rejected one from EPL, pounced on the ball in the very last minute of the second half of extra time and scored on game end. 3-2 on the 9th in favor of Atletico Madrid and 4-2 on aggregate. And so they did lose the match. Thank you very much. Let's move to the next one.
I want to ask a question. What do you think about what happened to Liverpool yesterday? Is it because of they are tired or something else?
Well, bros, you not tell us your name. What happen be say they lose? Now that be the question. The answer I go fit give you. Not be tiredness. If they for still win that game, so I not use tiredness as the excuse. After all, this season they rotated their squad. They refuse to play in some small competition. The Carabao Cup they use their reserve players. Even FA Cup they use their reserve players. So I cannot use tiredness as the excuse right now. Some people they use their main squad, so they play every game and they say they play very well. Well, let's go to our final person on the box today.
Yeah, concerning the Champions League matches, you know, one thing I've come to notice is that this Atletico Madrid, Diego Simeone, he has never lose knockout stage to any team that doesn't have Cristiano Ronaldo. He has put in a good fight over the year, even beating the likes of Barcelona in their prime, Bayern Munich, and so on. Chelsea, so many teams like that. If not Cristiano Ronaldo, I think Diego Simeone will have the minimum of 2 Champions League to his name. But I just pray that he can go all the way to win it this time around. He has paid his dues. So we will see how this season, if coronavirus didn't later put stop to football, we will see how it goes this season.
All right, bros, finally, even though say you not tell us your name, I think I like your position. I am also part of the people who agree with what you talk. So say if not be Cristiano Ronaldo and a matter of little luck, Diego Simeone for don't get 2 UEFA Champions League titles. But unfortunately, this is not the way life be. We always tell stories like this. Ryan Giggs not win any title with national team. David Beckham not win anything with national team. George Weah not play for World Cup. So many people, Ryan Giggs too not play for World Cup. Thierry Henry need to score goal for finals. You know, there's so many of this kind of talk. We'll talk. If not by deserving, like by effort and work, I think Atletico Madrid deserve to win the Champions League this season because they knock the door since. But then they need to continue to put up this type of performance against every opposition, every team where they play against. So that at the end of the day, Diego Simeone will taste the sweet taste of victory. But then this season is now becoming the most unpredictable season. There is Paris Saint-Germain now, the cup they open for them. There is Man City where you go emotionally say you want to make Pep Guardiola winner because he never win outside Barcelona and he also don't put in the work and the effort, whether I will like him or not. Then there is RB Leipzig who's the underdog, we don't shock some kind of people, so you want to see them win. Then there is Barcelona, who's one of the old warriors, who you want to see that, okay, Messi sign out with a bang. Or if Paris Saint-Germain win them, then Neymar go back to Barcelona and help them to win them again. So many permutations. It make them switch at the unpredictability of the cup this season. And then there's a Bayern team where nobody really takes serious. So the complexion of the Champions League is sweet. We'll see who make up the complete final 8 next week, and then we can talk from there to the semi-finals, and then the finals. We'll all enjoy it. We pray make a Corona no mess up a season where we say it don't start off very well for many people like Liverpool, Atalanta, different teams like that. But now we will take match break, and I say twally one to my producer, man will be say Sabi. Yes, because without him, we know they go anywhere. I talk about McDonald. Chukwemeka Akwarocha, I greet you well. Once again, I want to say happy birthday to Sexy Joe, Jovita AK, my sidekick when I be there for Brilla FM. Wonderful person. It was a pleasure working with you. As today be your birthday, I celebrate you. I also celebrate every other person who be say they celebrate. And thank you to everybody in our WhatsApp group. Today, una shock me with the amount of voice notes I bring in. But what would they do like this constantly? Not be only when Liverpool lose, we will do like this. And I want to say thank you to everybody who be say join in celebrating the work. What would they do? They push the work. What they do go from there. Are people who believe say this thing not go succeed, but that will not concern me. Now the people where they support them, where believe say go succeed, now them are the great. And I also want to salute my friend and my brother Biola Kazim. That call you put in through was timely and it was nice. Thank you very much for the words of encouragement and everything. I want to salute Omar Katugba too for representing Nigeria very well and Africa very well on the European scene. I greet you. And to everybody, also to John Ogu for helping to pay the hospital bill of that girl where we say get spinal tuberculosis. Now I go take match break. My name is Edafi Matthew Esiogene. Like I always talk, believe in yourself. Nobody go believe in you more than the way you believe in yourself. Now I take Piante come up for inside the studio. I hail all of my people. Unado.